Hi and welcome back to Softtonic.com, where today we're having a look at Sonic Runners, the new 2D endless runner from Sega, featuring the wonderful blue Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, classic Genesis game for many of you, or Mega Drive for me being British and any Japanese people listening. It takes a lot from that. It is very much the old 2D games. The first areas do look very much like the original Green Hill Zone, although it does miss the amazing music and in fact the name for some reason. But as you can see here, this timeline is filled with different things there and time left and bonuses. It is very much a free-to-play game, as you can see, so let's get into it, or at least as quickly as we can, because one of the big things about this game is that it is filthy with things to add and microtransactions. So what we're going to do there is going to add a second character, we'll add some invincibility, and a magnet, because for some reason it seems to let me use all of those. You get some free goes a day with everything, which means you always have a chance to improve your score, but it is paced because of the slow. In fact, we're starting off with the worst part of the game, which is the fact that everything goes so slowly. Loads are slow. Everything between each level takes time. There's a lot of story things that you have to skip through. But the actual gameplay itself, this right here, is fantastic. It's very much an endless runner, but in perfectly matched to Sonic, which, you know, it kind of makes sense, because if there's one character who is truly matched to the endless runner from the classic 16-bit days of gaming, it is the very, very fast Sonic here. Except he's slowing down a bit now. Each round, each of these, I guess, levels? Now there are boss fights and levels. Let's divide it up like that. And the levels run for long periods, and they get faster and faster after each little encounter with Dr. Eggman, like this. And then at the end of each of these, if you get enough points, then you'll go on to a special boss battle that then gives you extra bonuses to more quickly level up your character. But at the moment, we're just going to see how far we can get with this stage. As you can see here, this one looks, as promised, very Green Hilly. I've experienced one other background so far, or rather one other level design. There are occasionally other backgrounds that have like different filters and different colours on them, which add a surprising amount of variety actually. But the other one that I played it was a bit more Aztec-y, with palm trees and kind of cement, I guess, like rocky bits. Probably not cement. Probably let's go with rocky bits. Anyway, obviously being an endless runner, it's auto-scrolling as I'm doing here. But more importantly, in terms of gameplay, you automatically do your spin attack. The moment you're off the ground, you see me just rotating, and that makes me invincible while I'm in the air. And as you can also see, it's not just the one jump that Sonic used to have. I actually have 3 jumps, which allows me to go that little bit higher, and recharges after I hit an enemy. Now these drills I can't hit, they automatically kill me, though at the moment I have a shield around me. If you're not familiar with Sonic, if you have rings, which are the many things I'm collecting here, I've got 52 of them at the moment it says, when you get hit, you survive. You basically lose your rings and carry on. The only issue with this is that unlike the original games, you don't see those rings go everywhere. So occasionally, you can get hit and think you maybe got away with it, and then find out that no, you have lost your rings and you are about to die. That speaks to the kind of lack of feedback you get in this sometimes. That might be because, well, certainly the way I'm recording now, I'm missing a lot of audio, but even with the audio, I never really seem to be picking up when those little unnecessary collisions happened. Now I'm collecting all these rings, and I guess never having completely successfully gone until it says level complete, because it is just a case of racket. It is. I'm pretty sure it's endless. I've never got to a point where I'm able to keep all these rings, because at some point I die and lose them all, so don't get taken to the end of the level. So I've got up to like 327 rings, as you can see there, but those are probably just basically the equivalent of a hit point for me at the moment. These gems, however, are a bit more advantageous to me. Look, there we go, and I'm dead. But I've got Tails in reserve, and he's out and running, and he's got some rings already, so he's got a hit to be taken. Ooh, and the holes are an automatic death. Now, you should see that. I'm not going to force you to watch an advert, but you have one free continue if you watch an advert, and one paid continue for 5 of the star coins, which I have about 120 of. So we'll use one of those to continue. and you will see how much faster we can get this going. And we're on the move again as Sonic now. Between rounds you... Oh, that didn't last long. Between rounds... Oh no, that was awful. You get 2 continues apparently, and I am not going to use my second one. Between rounds you sometimes get forced, unfortunately, to... As we're hopefully not going to see now, watch another advert. Let's see. It seems to be occasional, it's not forced. But you can level up. There we go. Always the same one. We'll blur all that out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Off with that. Each ring. It's fine. Loading, 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 loading. Oh man. Okay, and as you see here, I've gone to another part of the forest. I'm going to skip the story, but that goes on forever, and I seem to have just blitzed straight through that, so there's not even going to be an Eggman challenge at the end there, but that varies very little other than the fact that you have to hit him 3 times before he goes. Then you get a bigger bonus. But I really like Sonic Runners, but as you'll see in my review that's up on the site now, that's softonic.com, I am so put off by how much advertising and the story, even with the skipping and the load screens, that it just breaks the pace. If I could just hammer from one round to the next, I would be happy as Larry. Unfortunately, it's not quite that slick, and that's really cost it in terms of its long-term appeal for me. Anyway, great game, certainly worth a try to see if you can put up with how rotten it is with those microtransactions. And we'll see you next time. Thank you!